So I ruined my truck doing the 2.5-inch Motofab lift leveling kit in the front and rear. And this is what happened. I go ahead and put the level on myself. I didn't record it. I should have recorded it, but I was at my grandfather's, and me and him did it together. We just kind of took the day, hung out, and just knocked it out. I noticed that my truck has a 4-wheel drive light after driving the truck around for a little while, and I put the truck in four-wheel high, and I'm driving around this little dirt area near where I live, and I just hear this really loud grinding, like just horrible noise, and I'm like, holy crap. I did the level, and I messed up, and I ruined my truck, and I'm gonna have to pay for it, right? I was so like scared, and I was kind of pooping bricks. I want to say the other word, but you know what I'm saying. And I was really scared, and so I took it to the dealership. The guys, they looked at it and whatever, and they're like, okay, well, we can't figure out the problem because so what was happening was I would put it into 4 high. I would drive, have that really loud noise, and then it would say service 4-wheel drive, and then it would kick me out of 4-wheel drive. The grinding noise would only happen in 4 high. It wouldn't happen in 4 low, and it wouldn't happen in auto. But in auto, it would still kick me out. In 4 low, it wouldn't kick me out. I would be able to ride in 4 low, but in 4 high, for some reason, it just wasn't working properly. So I take it to the dealership, and I tell them, hey, something's wrong with my truck, and they tell me, well, have you done anything to it? And I'm like, no. Obviously, a technician is gonna see that I have a little level lift on my truck, and but from what I've seen and what I've heard, I was like, well, that doesn't really affect your 4-wheel drive, or at least it shouldn't. But I digress. So I'm there at the dealership. They take it to the back, and they're like, well, we can't figure out the problem. And so I ended up leaving in there for a couple days. They never fixed the problem, and then I had to go in and actually test drive the truck with the shop foreman. And the problem was that every time the 4-wheel drive would kick on, every time the service 4-wheel drive light would kick on, it would clear itself. No idea why it was doing that, but it was doing that. My truck at the time only had 30. No, it didn't even have 30. My truck had like maybe 21,000 miles on it. So like it had to be something from the factory that was the problem in my eyes, right? And sure enough, it was an electronic part that had nothing to do with my level, so they completely fixed it for free. I had no problems, and I thought I ruined my truck. But in all honesty, the Motofab lift level that I put on, it was super easy to put on. It took me about 3 to 4 hours to put it on myself. I did it in my driveway with jack stands and power tools. Well, I mean, I had an impact. I had an impact driver, or impact wrench. But I still had to use hand tools for a lot of stuff. For example, like the brake calipers and some of the smaller areas that I couldn't fit the impact in. I had to do that, and so basically I just had to use some hand tools. Obviously, the rear was the easiest parts, literally just dropping the. I also did do. Let me finish. So the front did take a while, but because there's so much more to do, and there's so much more to take apart, and trying to fix the angle of the bushing and the shock in the front, like there's a big difference there, and as far as the amount of work that needs to be done, so that took the first couple hours. And the rear, man, I was probably done in like 30 minutes. It was super quick. I saw this one guy who did it, and he dropped the whole diff at once, and then he ended up having to support the drive shaft because there was nothing holding it from rotating forward and falling forward, and basically either damaging the drive shaft or the U-joint. the simplest way of avoiding that is just doing one side at a time. I mean, obviously having the rear end lifted up, but just don't disconnect both sides at once. Do one at a time, and basically what that'll do is that'll allow, ooh, bumpy road, that'll allow you to not have to worry about supporting the drive shaft, because the tension of the U-bolts holding the drive shaft and the rear block will be enough to keep everything together while you're doing the quick change. I can't tell if you can pick it up. There's like a slight bump. Did you hear it? I'm gonna have to review the footage, but there's like a slight bump or a slight little thump that you hear whenever I do certain things. And I'm gonna see if I can. There we go. I don't know if you heard it, but I can hear it. It's very small and it's not anything too crazy. I thought, oh man, well maybe the U-bolts came loose, or maybe the shock nuts came loose, or whatever. But it wasn't. Everything's perfectly fine. Everything's still put together. There's no issues. It's the shock that's just locking out, and it's not a big deal. So yeah, so that the only bad thing is gonna be that there's like the little clunk. But other than that, the truck drives perfectly fine. It's still riding on the same shocks, so as long as I'm not hitting bumps and stuff, it drives the same. There's no noise. And even then, when I lifted the truck and I took it to get my alignment, it was only off by like a degree, like 1.5 degrees, I think. It was very close to what it needed to be, I guess. Like, it doesn't really change it that much. Obviously, still go get your alignment though. Maybe if I would have done the 3-inch, it would have taken it off a lot more. But just by doing the 2.5-inch in the front and 2 in the back, I mean, it didn't really. I mean, the back's not going to change. But my point is that the front really didn't change that much to where I had to do a lot of stuff. All in all, the Motofab lift level kit was really good. If you guys found my little rant talkingness useful, or if you liked it, if you didn't like it, I mean, just let me know. I have a few subscribers. My subscribers, let me know what you want. Let me know what you like, and I'll give that to you. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you liked the video. Let me know if you didn't. And I'll catch you in the next one.